So I said I'd come at you with the honest, raw ups and downs, the daily, real-time picture of what it looks like to build a business, raise tiny humans, live according to your values, try not to burn out, try not to lose yourself, and do all those things. Last night, Maggie, she was very unwell. She was having a tricky time going to sleep, just very up and down and out of sorts, and by about 11:30 last night she had developed a fever, but very strangely she had like cold hands and feet, so I thought we would genuinely have to go to A&E. So anyway, fever settled down, circulation came back, her hands and feet were warm again, but it meant that I probably got all of about 2-3 hours sleep. Had fully intended on training this morning at 7 a.m. I think I saw 4:30 was the last time I saw on the clock, so I think I slept from about whatever time then to maybe 5 o'clock until 8. And that's the reality of it sometimes when you are trying to build a business and also raise tiny humans, because not every day is going to be the same, and sometimes life will throw curveballs at you. I feel like we're in the thick of it like that at the moment. May had a hospital stint. She had an infected eye. I feel like I might have caught the infected eye. It's just been a wild process, but the bit in all of this is what I'm realizing more and more is the more in tune you are with yourself and what you need, the more you give yourself permission for times like this and allow yourself to ebb and flow. Because when I look back, the old version of me would have been stressed to hell, cranky as fuck, and heightened beyond belief and dysregulated, only I didn't know any of those things. And it was because of the fact that yes, I was dysregulated, but B, I was more dysregulated from the expectations that I was placing myself to still have all of the boxes ticked, as well as, you know, being there as fully as I possibly could. Like if you take last night, I had a little bit of a plan to get some work done when I had a little bit of time to myself, but Maggie not wanting to go to sleep or get down, I didn't get that work done. The old me would have been so fucking like heightened from that, unbeknownst to myself, so stressed internally from that it would have impacted me today. Whereas now I'm like, okay, I can keep on moving, I can keep on going, I'm going to get that work done anyway, let's fucking go. And I think the difference there in all of this is awareness of where expectations that you set on yourself are the things that are keeping you stuck instead of the reality of the situation. And if there is no affordability to have ebb and flow in your life, you will always feel trapped, you will always feel stuck. So for me, I know, yeah, I didn't get training this morning, but I have time to train this evening and I will absolutely train. And for whatever reason, if Maggie's still sick and Paul has gone to work and I don't get time to train, I won't let that happen tomorrow. I will train tomorrow. So there's an idea here where you have to have some flexibility and expectations when life comes at you, to allow yourself to really support yourself instead of shit all over yourself. So that's when I reflect back on what I would have used to do instead of what I'm actually doing now, and it's made a massive difference. The old part of me would have got caught up in but you have to hustle and you have to grind, and if you're not fucking moving forward, you're going backwards, and I would have seen myself as a little bit weak and all of that jazz. Whereas now I'm like, no, like this is the reality of what it means to build a life, to be there for when my kids need me, to be there for when shit happens. And if I need to trade this off just for today in order to be here for this right now, then I'll absolutely always do that. That's key. That's what I'm building for, like the ability to be able to be there for my family, the ability to be able to be present, right? And that is huge. So we're now at 12 o'clock. I'm recording this at midday. I've had a call with Will on my own training. I have 2 client calls. I'm just about to design our group call slides. I have 2 more calls to do, and then I'll be training. And I will keep you posted as to how the days go, but like this is what happens. So yeah, bed early tonight, sort this eye out for Friday because I don't know how swollen or not swollen this is going to be by Friday. Who knows? I could look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle by the time I'm starting to deliver to the Decathlon and to give the client event on Friday. But hey ho, or
Genuinely no better feeling than when I give one of the members in the gym a random piece of advice to help with a lifting technique, and they come in a few weeks later and they're like, my god, you've completely transformed my squats, for example. Like, that is fucking amazing to me. Mine seems to stem from the asking for money side of things. So selling to me feels like a terrifying thought. Asking for money makes me feel dirty. Like, I don't know how to fully expand on that. I'm hoping you kind of catch my drift and get what I'm meaning here, but it's like the asking for money side of things and putting a price on what I believe I'm worth that I have an issue with. It's not belief or confidence in my ability or my coaching, it's the money side of things.
that could A, be a separate belief system, but B, also Welcome to my 3:20, 3:30, actually. Up until this point I had done 955 steps today. Just like I said, the morning didn't start the way I had anticipated. I had planned to do a morning walk up the mountains, and just with a shit sleep last night I prioritised getting a little bit of sleep ahead of the day. So went straight into calls, which is not something that I naturally want to do. I finished work there now at 3 and I was like, I need to move my body, I need to get outside. Now, it was a bit of a struggle because there was a lot of, as May says herself, it was a bit stressful trying to get out the door, but we did it and we are here walking. And I suppose a lesson in this is, no matter how much you plan, building a business alongside raising tiny humans will always come up against challenges, and it's how you are able to adapt in those situations, and it's the expectations that you place or don't place on yourself in those situations. So like I said earlier, the old version of me would have been very much day ruined, kickstarted the day letting my emotions lead me and kind of allowing my emotions to be the tone of the day. When I look at like my approach now, what I did today was, okay, well, the start of the day hasn't gone according to plan. That's okay. How do I reset? How do I realign? And how do I want to feel by the time the day is done? And I'm feeling pretty fatigued, feeling pretty tired. You can probably see it in my eyes. I feel like a sack of shit. Which when I think back to yesterday, I'm like, fucking hell, I feel alive, things feel amazing. But that's the ebbs and flows of daily life. And what I do now is very much ask myself in the moment of like, okay, this is happening. What can I do? How do I want to feel? And what do I need to do in order to obtain that? And that's leadership and that's high performance, because not every 2 days are going to be the same, but it's how you adapt and how you respond to yourself in that moment and the expectations that you have in yourself. And I read a thing yesterday, I saw it come up on my social media, and it was like, I didn't do anything today, and it was that title, and then it showed like 30 seconds later, it showed a video of, but I also kept this tiny human alive, was present as a parent, was all these things, right? And listed off all the things I did as a parent. And I think a lot of the time, if you are building a business and being a parent, it is allowing yourself to know that what you truly value and why you started this in the first place is that what you got to do today ahead of all the things that you felt that you should have done. And if the answer is yes, then you have done more than enough, and you have far exceeded all expectations than you ever had in yourself. And that's the lesson, both for me and anybody listen to this. And honestly, it doesn't matter whether you have kids or not, it's transferable in terms of everything that I spoke about here. So yeah, enjoying this, feeling much better, and it's nice to get outside. So, at the gym, a lot later than I would have liked and hoped, but as the theme of today is, sometimes the plan goes to plan, sometimes the plan goes tits up, and it's how you adapt, it's how you evolve, but it's still how you show up for yourself. So made a decision this morning to prioritize sleep. I feel all the better for it, but now it's prioritize giving back to me. And I find it harder to train at night time, but it's getting done nonetheless. It's probably the easiest way of saying it. What also is coming to my mind at the moment is when I became a parent first, and I'll disclaim this, but I'm by no means a perfect parent whatsoever. I have my days. But what I always find is I used to get really frustrated with the fact that like, oh, I can't train as much anymore and and I kind of would have got like a very fixed mindset in my mind in the early days, whereas now I'm like, let's bring him to the gym. They've got like loads of toys, they've loads of things to play with me, even exercises now with me, and we have the crack. And is it the quickest, most efficient workout I ever do? Absolutely not. Does it mean that we can work out together, spend time together, and I can still prioritize myself? Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be one or the other, and I think integration is the key here. I spoke about it, I think yesterday, but I always speak about integration rather than balance. It's like, how do we integrate the other parts of our lives into each other so that there needs to be no separation? It can always be, dare I say, alignment. But anyway, excuse the messy garage. It is a garage gym. Half of it's the gym, half of it's the garage. C'est la vie, it's life.